In the neon streets of Tokyo's electronics district, amidst the hum of gadgets and dreams, a man in a lab coat stumbles upon a revelation that will rewrite history. A time machine, a mysterious girl, a toy, and an enigmatic message. Welcome to the dizzying world of Steins Gate, where every second counts and the fabric of reality is as fragile as a thread. The bustling Akihabara serves as the backdrop, where Rintaro Okabe, our eccentric, lab coat-wearing protagonist, leads his childhood friend Mayuri Shiina to an electrifying press conference. The topic? None other than the invention of the century, a time machine. But as fate loves its twists, Rintaro is jolted from his anticipation by a sudden quake. The source? A bizarre object atop Radio Hall. And before he can decode this mystery, his whimsical friend Mayuri drags him to a vending machine predicament. In a comical turn, he unwillingly bags the rarest prize, a metal Upa toy, which, in her delight, Mayuri soon loses. As Dr. Nakabachi takes center stage, unfolding theories about the time machine, Rintaro makes a startling observation. These ideas eerily mirror the John Titor theory. He's vocal about his skepticism, but before any true confrontation ensues, he's whisked away by Kurisu Makise, an intellectual prodigy in scientific research. Their dialogue is cut short by a cryptic phone call on Rintaro's suspiciously turned-off phone, and a conversation about an encounter they apparently never had. Yet, Rintaro's roller coaster day doesn't end there. His phone presents a mysterious blank movie, and he's soon rattled by a harrowing discovery. Kurisu Makise, dead in a pool of crimson on the very building's 8th floor. Distraught, he rushes out, only to relay this tragedy in a chilling whisper to Mayuri. In the blink of an eye, though, reality shifts. After a strange message sent from his phone, Rintaro is engulfed by an eerie solitude in Akihabara. The once buzzing radio hall now sports an artificial satellite crash. Reuniting with Mayuri and being joined by the adept hacker Itaru Hashida, he brushes off this anomaly as the meddling of a certain agency. Amidst the trio's banter, which involves broken TVs, a cheeky remote-controlled toy gun, and green jelly bananas, Rintaro is faced with yet another curveball. A message he'd sent about Kurisu's death was sent 5 days into the past. But the universe has its ace card ready. A very alive Kurisu stands outside the elevator, shattering Rintaro's grasp on reality. In the heart of Tokyo, with machines singing their electronic symphony, what is reality? Is it the tick-tock of a clock, the messages we send, or the memories we hold dear? Steins, Gate plays its opening hand, and we're all but pawns in its intricate game of time. Before we continue, take a moment to answer the question of the day. Who is that one character that if he or she weren't there, would make the show significantly better? Comment your answer down below for a chance to be shouted out in a future video. In the heart of die building, Rintaro is met with an astounding sight. Kurisu Makise, previously seen by him in a lifeless, blood-soaked state, is very much alive and untouched. Bewildered, Rintaro can't help but attempt a closer examination of Kurisu, only to be misconstrued as harassment. Their charged exchange is cut short when Kurisu is beckoned away, leaving behind a still confused Rintaro. Rintaro's surprise deepens when he realizes that Kurisu is the speaker for the lecture he's attending. His astonishment is momentarily eclipsed by her central theme, the sheer impossibility of time machines. Incensed, Rintaro can't help but voice his disagreement, spiraling them both into an impromptu debate. Despite his passion, Rintaro finds himself outmatched by Kurisu's sharp intellect, which dismantles his arguments on time travel. Emerging defeated from the lecture, Rintaro's spirits are momentarily lifted when a message from Mayuri takes him to Yanabayashi Shrine. There, he encounters Luca, a boy with striking feminine features, practicing with a sword. Seeking distraction from his befuddling day, Rintaro humorously requests Luca to perform an exorcism to rid him of any bad spirits. Wandering Akihabara with Mayuri, the two reminisce about the day's events, touching on the mysterious occurrence at Radio Hall. Suddenly, Rintaro spots Mr. Brown closing his shop and introducing a new part-timer, Suzuha Amane. There's something oddly captivating about Suzuha. Her interest in Rintaro and her quest for a certain computer unit piques his curiosity. Evening finds Rintaro engrossed in online research, where he stumbles upon posts by John Titor, a self-proclaimed time traveler from 2036. Titor's discussions revolve around altering the future and mention an organization named CERN. To Rintaro's dismay, the John Titor he knew, the one from his past research, seems to be different from the one posting online. In a whirl of disbelief, he realizes that Titor now claims never to have traveled in the year 2000. Dawn ushers in fresh enigmas. In Akihabara's morning buzz, Rintaro spots a girl clicking pictures, of which he believes he's the subject. This girl, demanding information about a certain computer unit, introduces herself as Mocha Kiryu through an oddly emoji-filled message. But Rintaro's day takes a more unusual turn at the maid cafe, Meiqueen Nyan Nayan. Between playful interactions with the maids and a curious omelet inscribed with, "The world is in danger," he learns about the infamous unseen device called the IBN 5100 from Itaru. Back at his lab, memories of their peculiar gel bananas prompt Rintaro to conduct another experiment with the phone microwave, a name yet to be finalized. Setting the machine to a unique 120 hash code, they watch in anticipation. When the cycle concludes, the banana they'd placed inside has vanished, only to be found, gelatinized, reattached to its original bunch on the table. An exuberant Rintaro wonders if they've stumbled not upon a time machine, but a device capable of teleportation. As Rintaro and Itaru grapple with the implications of their discovery, they're interrupted by an unexpected visitor, Kurisu Makise, bearing witness to their groundbreaking experiment. The fusion of the past, present, and potential futures intertwines, leaving them standing on the precipice of world-changing discoveries in the electrifying streets of Akihabara. Before we continue, let's take a moment to shout out Happy69 who commented on our cyberpunk. Edge Runners, they commented, "First love or content, when I started to watch you my life kinda got better. Thanks for commenting." The bustling heart of Akihabara hides a secret laboratory, where Rintaro's experiments take an unexpected turn. His reunion with Kurisu Makise, once believed to be dead, sparks another fiery clash between the two. Kurisu's pointed intellect seems to be drawn towards a peculiar gel banana on Rintaro's table, sparking her curiosity. Rintaro, always defensive, keeps his cards close, but the allure of the strange banana and its inexplicable properties seem too much for the scientist in Kurisu to ignore. A bizarre sequence of events unfolds as Itaru playfully coerces Kurisu to repeat a rather suggestive phrase about the banana. Rintaro, seizing the moment, dives deep into his role-playing antics to fluster her. But beneath their banter lies a more critical proposition: Kurisu's induction into the future gadget lab. After a series of nicknames and playful confrontations, Kurisu, seemingly amused and intrigued, agrees to join. As the sun sets, Mayuri, Rintaro's childhood friend, enters, her cheerful disposition contrasting the room's tense atmosphere. She's soon captivated by the gel banana experiment, prompting the group to try and recreate the previous mysterious event involving the microwave. The experiment goes awry, ending in a minor explosion and a significant revelation. A sent text message winds back the clock. Determined to understand the perplexing events of the last day, Rintaro heads out into Akihabara the following morning. He's distracted by a barrage of texts from a certain shining finger wanting to meet. As he ponders over these messages, he crosses paths with Suzuha Amane, a part-timer at a neighboring electronics store. Suzuha, with an air of mysterious familiarity, provides Rintaro with vital information regarding his research, especially about the elusive IBN 5100. Rintaro's subsequent research on it-chan leads him deeper into John Titor's theories. Titor, claiming to be a time traveler, discusses the idea of world lines and the ominous presence of an organization named CERN, apparently central to a dystopian future he hopes to prevent. Titor's urgent pleas to locate the IBN 5100 make Rintaro's quest for understanding even more imperative. Nights in Akihabara have their charm, and on one such night, Rintaro and Mayuri share a comforting meal of canned Odin under an umbrella. Their camaraderie provides a brief respite from the whirlwind of events, but not for long. Itaru's exultant cries soon pierce the night, revealing that he successfully hacked into CERN. The labyrinth of CERN systems is vast, but Itaru, the ace hacker, dives deep, translating numerous communications. They discover discussions around a mysterious Z program, hinting at the creation of a mini black hole. But amidst their discoveries lies a chilling revelation, a report that reads, "Human is dead. Mismatch." Caught between the scientific promise of their microwave experiment and the grim mystery surrounding CERN, Rintaro, Kurisu, and Itaru find themselves standing on the brink of discoveries that might reshape the very fabric of reality. The streets of Akihabara might never feel the same again. In the dimly lit room of the Future Gadget Lab, the phrase, "Human is dead, mismatch," haunts Rintaro and Itaru. The realization that someone lost their life in a CERN experiment weighs heavily on them. Meanwhile, outside in the neon-lit streets of Akihabara, Rintaro finds himself drawn into a web of information, beginning with an interaction with Suzuha, the mysterious part-timer at the neighboring electronics store. Rintaro's relentless pursuit of the truth sees him contacting the elusive John Titor, the self-proclaimed time traveler from the future. But as he unravels one layer, another presents itself. A chance laundry run with Mayuri places Rintaro face-to-face with Kurisumakis once more. Their encounter is charged, a blend of tension and a shared, undeniable curiosity. Kurisu's keen scientific mind is unable to ignore the mystery of the Gel banana, yet she remains wary of Rintaro's outlandish theories. The very air crackles with intensity as they meet, the quiet hum of washing machines punctuating their debate. Yet beneath their argument lies a raw, unspoken connection. Kurisu's vulnerabilities surface, hinting at the strained relationship with her father and their shared scientific pursuits. As Rintaro navigates the complexities of their relationship, he is abruptly reminded of the task at hand, the pursuit of the elusive IBN 5100. With Mayuri's tip, Rintaro finds himself at May Queen Nyan Nyan, greeted by the playful Faris, who challenges him to a card game, Rainet, with information about the IBN 5100 as the prize. Amidst the clinks of coffee cups and the animated chatter, Rintaro plunges into the game. Despite his loss, Faris, always the enigma, points him to Yanabayashi Shrine, a potential location of the much-sought-after computer. At the shrine, an air of reverence prevails. Luca, in his gentle manner, introduces Rintaro and Kurisu to the shrine's treasures. And there it is, the IBN 5100, a relic from the past, but possibly the key to the future. With Kurisu by his side, Rintaro embarks on the arduous task of transporting the bulky machine, their journey punctuated by playful bickering. Yet, amidst their jests and jabs, an unspoken camaraderie forms. Kurisu's brief mention of her father, juxtaposed with her praise for Luca's father, adds depth to her character, revealing a world of pain hidden behind her sharp intellect. As they navigate the neon-lit streets of Akihabara, carrying the weight of the IBN 5100, Rintaro and Kurisu are also subtly weighed down by their pasts, hopes, and the enigmatic future they're racing against. The city around them buzzes with life, but for Rintaro and Kurisu, the journey with the IBN 5100 becomes a symbol of their shared mission, drawing them closer in their quest for truth. As they trudge on, the boundaries between science, friendship, and destiny blur, setting the stage for the challenges ahead. In the dusky Akihabara streets, as the curtains of shops come down, Suzuha encounters Rintaro and Kurisu, both burdened with a peculiar, hefty package. Suzuha's uncanny knowledge of the IBN 5100 causes Rintaro to bristle with suspicion. The atmosphere is further strained when Suzuha's gaze locks onto Kurisu with startling animosity, only to be diffused by the sudden interruption of Mr. Tenuji. Within the walls of the future gadget lab, a blend of tension, excitement, and scientific fervor pervades the air. As Itaru throws himself into the intricacies of the IBN 5100, Kurisu, with her meticulous mind, grapples with the realities of their discoveries. The gravity of their endeavor is punctuated by Rintaro and Kurisu's back-and-forths, revealing layers of humor, camaraderie, and a touch of vulnerability. The bustling Akihabara serves as the backdrop for Rintaro's hurried search for crucial computer parts, guided by the surprisingly knowledgeable Suzuha. Over drinks, she unveils her connection with a departed expert on IBNs. But as a helicopter's shadow flits overhead, Suzuha's demeanor turns wary, revealing glimpses of her mysterious past. While Rintaro dives into the past, back in the lab, the lines between scientific exploration and personal emotions blur. A playful card game session between Rintaro and Kurisu lays bare their budding camaraderie, only to be punctuated by Kurisu's accidental use of Rintaro's real name, a slip that culminates in a raw, emotional outburst from both. As dawn ushers in August 1st, the lab's walls bear witness to a momentous discovery. Itaru, with nerves of steel, deciphers CERN's unsettling experimentation logs. Each report sends chills down their spines. "Human is dead, mismatch." A dark refrain echoed 14 times, recounting horrific experiments where humans were sent back in time, only to return as gel-like substances. The very fabric of time seems marred by CERN's ruthless pursuits. Kurisu, her mind racing, formulates a theory. She posits that CERN's utilization of Kerr black holes could be responsible for the ghastly transformations. By compressing immense mass into a minuscule space and propelling it through time, the body's very constitution is altered. The horrors of CERN's experiments cast long, ominous shadows over their own endeavors. On the lab's rooftop, under the vast expanse of the starry sky, Kurisu and Rintaro grapple with the weight of their discoveries. For Kurisu, the revelations serve as a grim reminder of the perilous journey they've embarked upon. For Rintaro, the challenge has been thrown. The gauntlet is CERN's own experiments. The goal? To construct a machine far superior, using their phone microwave. In the heart of Akihabara, amidst the buzzing electronics and neon lights, a tale of time, trust, and tenacity unfolds. The shimmering mirage of a utopia beckons. But at what cost? As the boundaries of time and space blur, the trio, Rintaro, Kurisu, and Itaru, stand resilient, poised at the cusp of an era-defining adventure. August 2nd, 2010. As the radiant sun casts its midday warmth over Akihabara, a transformed landscape greets its inhabitants. The skeletal remains of a satellite, wedged into the radio building, has turned the locality into an attraction. Amidst the buzzing crowd stands Mocha Kiryu, her focus pinned not to the remnants above, but on the digital script of her phone, hastily typing a reply to an ambiguous FB. A reporter's curiosity is met with Mocha's swift evasion, leaving the scene as enigmatic as her persona. Elsewhere, at a nearby eatery, Suzuha relishes her first taste of a beef bowl, accompanied by the animated conversations of Okabe and Daru. Their brief reprieve is interrupted by Mayuri's arrival, bringing with her an air of levity. But the juxtaposition of past animosity and current camaraderies becomes evident as Suzuha's glower meets Kurisu's puzzled expression outside the CRT shop. Within the confines of the future gadget lab, an assembly gathers. Okabe, ever the orchestrator, rallies his comrades, introducing them to the concept of the DeLorean male, or D-male. Experiments ensue, and as electrical currents dance and gadgets buzz, the group discovers the thrilling yet intimidating power of the phone microwave, the ability to send messages to the past. Okabe's shopping trip with Daru becomes an unexpected reunion with Mocha. Daru, captivated by Mocha's beauty, witnesses her unique way of communication, a barrage of text messages, even in face-to-face interactions. Their encounter is brief, punctuated by Mocha's rapid departure and cryptic texts. Back in the lab, the day unfolds with revelations. Kurisu, with her keen intellect, deciphers the phone microwave's functioning, correlating seconds on the timer to hours in time travel. This breakthrough is clouded by Okabe's disturbing recollection of the Jellyman reports, grounding the group in the severe implications of their experiments. Night blankets the city, and within its embrace, Okabe finds himself adrift in a void of space, pulled towards a looming black hole. Kurisu's voice echoes, explaining the vertigo of time and space interchanging. As he's sucked into the abyss, his form mirrors the eerie fate of the Jellyman, a nightmarish reminder of the potential dangers they face. Dawn of August 3rd breaks Okabe's haunting dream, as the persistent buzz of his phone awakens him. Mocha's relentless texts announce her imminent arrival at the lab. Anticipating her knock, Okabe welcomes her in, only to be met with her silent plea to view the coveted IBN 5100. As members trickle into the lab, the room fills with chatter about their time-traveling endeavors, piquing Moeka's interest further. Her messages hinting at a mysterious FB lead Okabe to share the lab's monumental secrets, inducting her as lab member Node 005. Amid the sprawling streets of Akihabara, under the shadow of an impaled satellite, and within the hallowed walls of a modest lab, a tale of time, trust, and technological marvel unfolds. As destinies intertwine and secrets unravel, a dedicated group ventures into the uncharted realms of time, with each step echoing both promise and peril. August 3rd, 2010. As the city's hustle and bustle resonates, the Future Gadget Lab witnesses the evolution of the phone microwave to version 1.03. Now, messages from the future can be sent to any phone. With Mayuri at the helm, they test the new version, and its success sends ripples of excitement, though Okabe's suspicion about Mocha's seemingly innocuous photography grows. His worry intensifies upon contemplating the landlord's possible awareness of their latest scientific venture. Relief sweeps him as he discovers that Mr. Braun is absent. The day takes a whimsical turn when Kurisu, returning from a shopping trip with Mayuri, brings forth an affront to Okabe's taste: no Dr. Pepper. Amidst playful banter, Okabe calls for an impromptu round-table meeting, setting the stage for an audacious plan, altering the past. He proposes the seemingly frivolous idea of winning the lottery, and while some voice their reservations, the allure of riches binds them in agreement. As Okabe immerses himself in the intricacies of lotteries, Mocha, engrossed in her silent world, wanders off. Mayuri's cheerful demeanor offers her a tour of the lab, punctuated by snapshots from Mocha's phone. The chosen lottery, Lotto 6, becomes their key to the past. Yet, as Okabe is on the brink of pressing send, an uneasy dread envelops him. In a blink, he's thrust into a jarring déjà vu, now standing in a world where the experiment had seemingly taken place a week prior. The twist of fate reveals itself further when Luca appears, expressing remorse for a minor mistake on the lottery ticket, based on numbers from Okabe a week earlier. The surroundings offer more subtle discrepancies, like the Dr. Pepper on the table, confirming Okabe's fears. They've tampered with time's fabric. In a bid to make sense of the whirlwind of memories from intertwining timelines, Okabe consults Suzuha. Her suggestion of reaching out to John Titor seems apt, given Titor's prophetic revelations about time. As Okabe grapples with the convergence of memories from separate timelines, he learns of the world line's divergence number. With every change to the past, the divergence number shifts, altering collective memories. Yet, why Okabe retains memories of both versions of reality remains an enigma. The city's ambient sounds serve as a backdrop to Okabe's reflective afternoon. While he engages with John Titor online, Kurisu is engrossed in her reading. Amidst the intense exchange, Mayuri's comforting call, filled with genuine concern, offers a brief respite. Her words, like a balm, elicit a rare smile from Okabe. Yet, tranquility is short-lived. John Titor's reply casts a pall of gravity over the lab. Titor confesses that even by 2036, the method of sending emails to the past hadn't been discovered. He believes Okabe possesses a power not yet known, the power to push the world beyond a 1% divergence. To cross this threshold would mean a chance to divert the world from a looming dystopia. With the weight of this revelation, Okabe, once a playful mad scientist, now faces an unimaginable responsibility. As the sun sets over the city, John Titor's words ring in Okabe's ears, echoing the belief that he might be the last hope, the messiah to rewrite destiny. August 6th, 2010. As the clock ticks past 1:07 p.m., the ambient noise of May Queen Nyan Nyan accompanies Rintaro and Daru's deep dive into the mysteries of D-mails. Amidst the clinking of coffee cups, their discussion is a whirlwind of lost opportunities and possibilities. Faris, the waitress with feline flair, overhears their conversation, her cat-like curiosity piqued. What do they mean by sending messages to the past? At the Future Gadget Lab, familiar beeps and hums fill the air, intertwined with bursts of laughter, chit-chat, and the occasional clang. It's not long before Faris pays the lab an unexpected visit, intrigued by their discussion at the cafe. She comes seeking understanding and leaves with the promise of a secret, the existence of a sought-after IBN 5100. In exchange for this knowledge, Faris asks for a unique favor, a single use of their D-mail system. Rintaro's initial refusal is softened by his friend's pleas, and an agreement is struck. With a new lab member added to their ranks, the crew prepares for yet another experiment. With a resolute push, she sends her message into the vast unknown, and the world shifts. Rintaro's surroundings warp and meld. When his vision clears, he's met with the unfamiliar face of Faris's father, a figure from her past now brought to the present. While the revelation shocks him, Rintaro's primary concern remains the elusive IBN 5100. The machine's location remains a mystery, with the trail now going cold. But Akihabara holds an even more significant shock for Rintaro. The bustling otaku paradise he once knew is transformed. Gone are the familiar sights and sounds of anime and manga shops, replaced by a more mundane cityscape. This new Akihabara is devoid of its unique otaku culture, leaving Rintaro feeling like a stranger in his hometown. His heart heavy with the weight of his actions, Rintaro reflects on the gravity of their experiments. Each D-mail sent ripples through time, altering the fabric of reality in unforeseen ways. The butterfly effect, it seems, has taken its toll. With the very nature of Akihabara changed, Rintaro is left grappling with the unforeseen consequences of their actions. While the possibility of physical time travel remains elusive, the group's journey into the intricacies of time and memory is proving more profound than they could have ever imagined. Each decision, each D-mail, reveals a new facet of the complex web they're entangled in. As the sun sets on August 6th, Rintaro stands amidst the transformed streets of Akihabara, a beacon of change in a world that's no longer as familiar. The challenges of the past and the uncertainties of the future loom large. Yet one thing is clear: their adventures with time are far from over. August 6th, 2010. The streets of Akihabara, once vibrant with the allure of otaku culture, now lay bare and unrecognizable. A sense of unfamiliarity clings to the air as Rintaro finds that icons of his past, like the cherished May Queen Nyan Nyan, have vanished. Whispered conversations with Mayuri and Daru reveal that in this world such establishments never existed. The butterfly effect of a single D-mail's wings has caused a storm of change. By August 8th, against the backdrop of the crashed satellite embedded in the radio building, Suzuha gazes skyward, lost in thought. The day brings with it revelations at the restaurant that now stands where May Queen once did. In this altered reality, it was a Rainet tournament match that introduced Faris into their fold. Yet despite the differences in their shared histories, the bond between lab members remains unshaken. But not all is calm. Rintaro's questioning of Luca's gender, a known fact to him in a previous world line, shakes the group. His attempt to prove himself right is met with a shocking reality. In this world, Luca is a girl. As the clock chimes 12:02 p.m. on August 10th, the world shifts once again. The weight of change settles as Okabe, now back in the lab, rushes outside. There, on a familiar bench, sits Suzuha. This world line holds a new story, a party attended, a D-mail unsent, and the revelation that Suzuha's father might just be closer than they think. In the heart of Akihabara, time's fickle dance continues, its steps guided by D-mails and the choices they make. The only certainty in this ever-shifting world is the bond of the lab members and the adventures they share. In a desolate wasteland, Okabe found himself alone, save for a distant silhouette. As he approached, the familiar face of Mayuri materialized before him. She spoke somberly, her voice echoing in the eerie silence, revealing that they were stranded 70 million years in the past. Death was imminent for them, she lamented, yet their spirits, their wills, would somehow endure. Fast forward to August 13th, 2010, at around 2 p.m., the atmosphere of the lab was rife with anticipation. The long-sought time leap machine had finally come to fruition. The air was thick with a mixture of excitement and trepidation as Kurisu expounded on its intricacies. Despite the machine's promise, a looming decision hung over them. Okabe, with a sense of gravitas, declared their intention to unveil the machine to the public, forgoing any clandestine experiments. The group, acknowledging the gravity of such a tool's implications, stood united in this decision. The clock ticked to about 5:41 p.m., and the day continued with Okabe and Kurisu venturing out on a shopping trip in preparation for the lab's imminent development conference. Amidst the mundane tasks, the palpable relief shared by the duo about halting the time leap experiment was evident. Their conversation, though sometimes stumbling into awkward territory, was a testament to their evolving relationship. Night had draped its veil over the city when Okabe and Mayuri found solace on the rooftop. Gazing at the stars, Mayuri reflected on the growing lab membership. She posed a heartfelt query, questioning her role as Okabe's hostage. Yet, before Okabe could formulate an answer, a frantic call from Daru drew them back inside. The room's atmosphere became suffocating as the group clustered around a news report. The city's veins, its train system, had been paralyzed by bomb threats. As the weight of the situation bore down on them, the details about their hacking escapades with Siern inadvertently spilled out to Suzuha, causing her to exit abruptly, her face masked with concern. A palpable tension settled in the lab. Oddities began to emerge. An hourglass on Daru's desk halted its relentless pour, its sands frozen in time. Mayuri's pocket watch, an extension of her, too, had stilled. A chilling premonition gripped Okabe. Suddenly, the silence was shattered. The door burst open, revealing 5 armed men, their faces obscured behind masks, storming the lab. The members raised their hands instinctively, their eyes wide with fear. The room's temperature seemed to drop further as a figure stepped forward, Moeka Kiryu. Her voice, cold and emotionless, conveyed CERN's intentions to confiscate their groundbreaking machine. Okabe, Kurisu, and Daru were to be taken into custody. The fate of Mayuri, deemed unnecessary by Moeka, was sealed in a tragic instant. A deafening gunshot echoed. Time seemed to slow, stretch, and warp. Mayuri's lifeless form crumpled to the floor, a tragic casualty in the relentless march of science and power. Okabe's screams of anguish filled the room, a heartbreaking counterpoint to the echoing gunshot. The clock hands now pointed to 7 p.m., and as Okabe cradled Mayuri, tears streaming down his face, the cruel reality of their situation set in. The weight of their discoveries, their ambitions, and their naivety had culminated in this tragic moment. The boundaries of time and friendship had been brutally tested, and the repercussions of their endeavors stared back at them, challenging their very understanding of reality. Curious as to what happens next? Like and subscribe for part 2. And definitely don't forget to answer the question of the day for a chance to be featured in our next video.